Hello there, Gunpla fans. It's DZ Maven, and it's time for another Gunpla review. Unscripted, as you always like it, from my desk to yours. And today, taking a look at the Master Grade Gundam AGE-1 Normal, because it's so very normal. Anyway, this kit came out in February of 2012 for the retail price of 3,500 yen. So, pretty average, regular Gundam Master Grade. Normal. It is very normal. Anyway, box art. Oh boy. Pretty normal looking box art. I'm probably using that word a lot here to describe this kit here. It's okay. I don't know why it gives me maybe it's just me, but the box art gives me an impression that it's slightly faded from UV light. Is it just me? Because when I first picked up the box, I thought it was sitting out in the sun too long. Maybe it's just me. It just looks a little faded to me. But it's the same way on the manual on the side of the box, so I guess that's normal. So anyway, side of the box and our profile shot of the Gundam here. Other side of the box, we get some information about the AGE-1 itself here. A nice little profile shots of the kit itself. Nice piece of line art here, as well as some information about the model kit itself and some details. Other side of the box, we have some action poses, some showing off the accessories here, mechanism hand parts, Dodge rifle, and some of the other details, and the other stuff here. I'm doing some information that I don't, which is probably interesting, but I can't read it because it's not translated. This was before kit boxes and manuals were translated for us weeboos in the West. Anyway, here's what you get when you open up the box. Manual, kit, bags of runners. You know the deal. Anyway, let's take a look at the manual here. Manual, get a little bit more information, a little bit more line art in here. I'm kind of glad they do have some nice line art inside of this manual here. You don't see this too often anymore, so it's kind of nice to see that here. Runners. Construction. Construction of this kit is actually pretty simple. I'll wager this is probably one of the easier Master Grade kits to build. It's actually pretty basic and straightforward in the way it is set up. Here's the inside color shot, color guide, information telling you to panel line and paint your kit because it's going to look better. More information about details of the kit and gimmicks and whatnot that it has. It doesn't have too many gimmicks. It's, like I said, it's pretty normal. Anyway, back to construction here. So, one of the interesting things about the Gundam Age Master Grades is that they kind of are designed to build a little bit differently than the regular Master Grade that you might be used to building. It's not super different. It's not like a totally new experience, but they do design the kit to reflect the modularity of the Age Gundams in general, which means they have different configurations and their parts. There are different sections of the parts can separate apart in order to change the configuration of the Gundam. It's not like the Strike Gundam where there's different striker packs, or the F90 where there's different weapon packs and whatnot. The Age Gundam literally replace their limbs and other parts on them to create a different configuration. So the arms are designed to be detached from the main body. The legs are designed to be detached. In the AGE-1, it also has the side skirts are designed to be detached as well. So, and that's reflected in the design. In the kit construction here, they kind of give you the impression here that even the lower and upper leg sections can be detached, and the knee is like a separate unit during construction, and you just put the whole thing together like that. And you can still take it back apart again, so it's not like it's stuck together that way. You can take it back apart again if you want. So it's a pretty easy kit to work on. So that's what I mean. It's not like a super complicated kit where there's lots of mechanical stuff going on inside of it. It's actually surprisingly simple inside. And I'm going to show you the inner frame. Like, there's not much to the inner frame on this kit. So the weapons, they're okay. The shield's pretty basic. It's not nothing on the rifle. The Dodge rifle, I keep wanting to call it a beam rifle. But the dodge rifle is probably the most interesting thing on the kit, since it has different configuration options to it. But yeah. Marking guide here, and more. And our shot of the kit on the back. So here's the markings you get with the kit. You get your standard sticker markings. You get a set of foil stickers for the eyes and cameras. You get a set of dry transfers. You get the special ultra reflective mirror stickers. And you also get an extra sticker of black plastic stickers. These are only for the knee parts. Bandai felt they didn't want to give you some black plastic for those parts, so they just give you a sticker for them. So they're okay, they're nice stickers. I'm not really complaining about them. They're just, I just find it interesting that's the way Bandai approached this, to give you stickers for those. So moving on to the runners here. A runner, blue plastic, mostly for the torso and the shield here. So a red runner, again, torso, head, and feet. Some of these runners are going to be reused in the Titus and the Spallo versions of the AGE-1 as well, so you will see there's like a little separation right here. So these parts will be included with the Titus and the Spallo, but not these parts here for the feet. Yellow runner, these are for torso and the yellow pieces on the skirt. D, this is a clear green. This is the Psycho Frame green that you would probably see on the Unicorn Gundam. It is UV reactive, so it will light up when you hit it with a UV light. Pretty nice effect. It's also a pretty nice green color. I just kind of like it in general, so it looks pretty good. E runner, so our first white runner. This is only parts for the torso and the head. That, as well as our little tiny figures of Flit Asuno, little child this thing, and later becomes a grumpy old man by the end of the show. So, F runner is our gray parts. First gray internal frame runner. This is mostly parts for the torso, hips, and yep. G runner, another white runner. This is going to be the runner that is specific to the normal AGE-1. So this has parts of the arms, legs, the shield here. One nice thing I do kind of like about the look of this kit is they have all these little open vents on the arms and legs. It's a nice little detail, and it's like, you don't really see that too often on too many other Master Grade kits, so it's kind of interesting to see that here. So, kind of glad they did that here. It just gives it a different feel to this kit here. So, H runner, these are parts for the legs and the knee here. I runner, these are more internal frame parts for the skirt armor, arms, shoulders, side skirts. And J runner, gray, this is for the legs here. K, this is our accessories. These are the beam rifle and, see, I said beam rifle, the dodge rifle and the shield here. And MP, this is manipulator runner. I've seen this runner a couple of times before. I've seen this obviously in the AGE-2 Dark Hound I made before, and also saw the same runner with the GM Sniper 2 kit that I built a while back. So it's the same runner. It first appeared here on the AGE-1. It's slightly larger hands that are very nicely detailed. They're not super big, but they are kind of larger than what you would probably see on a Gundam seat or wing kit. But very nicely detailed finger hands, and you get this adjustable, movable thumb on this as well. So, polycap. The kit uses a surprising amount of polycaps for, I guess, a Master Grade is not really that old, but it's almost 10 years old now, so it just seems like a lot of polycaps, but it does make good use of them. So, SB8, these are Gundam Exia beam sabers. Thankfully, Bandai recycled these for the Gundam Age kits because they fit just fine. So, you got these. You got 2 long blades, 2 short blades. A little bit in progress construction pictures here. When I was working on the kit, I made studious use of my new. I bought a new Molotov chrome marker for this kit, as well as making use of the EX chrome marker I had. So I made use of both of those on this kit here, along as my other paint markers, which I like to use for just painting in details. I did a lot of chrome details throughout this kit here. I wanted to give it that kind of like a real grade look of the chrome stickers throughout the kit, but without really going overboard on it. So you'll see it in the final pictures here. Anyway, here's that plastic black sticker for the knee part. This is a gray part here, but you just put the black sticker on top of it, so it works. I guess I can't really complain about it. Here's some more. I did decide not to opt for the foil stickers on the eyes. I went ahead and used those mirror chrome stickers on the back and painted the black on here. Additionally, I do want to comment on, they don't have any clear green piece for the back camera on the back of the head. That's just gray plastic here, so you will either have to use the sticker or paint it. In this case, I got a new metallic green marker, so I went ahead and painted it. And here's that chrome sticker going on the back of the A here, so a little tricky to get it on there straight, but it's not super hard. Just don't rush it and you'll get it on there. And some more stuff here. I'm just showing up more construction here. And here's that inner frame. So like I said, the inner frame is not really super detailed on this kit here. It's actually pretty bare bones. There is some detail on the torso, but the rest of it is pretty bare bones, I would say. It's really not meant to be seen. So, but it just gives you an idea what's underneath the arm. There is some detail in the backpack as well. So, but some of it's kind of on the back side of the backpack, so you don't really get to see that part. So, but yeah, there's a lot of big blank empty spaces on the inside of the frame on the leg here. It's just sometimes I would like it if band they would put a little bit more effort into the internal frame, and that's all I'm saying. It's just, it doesn't have to be so bare bones looking. You look at the upper arm here, and a little close-up of the torso here along with the cockpit. You can see a little Fletasuno figure sitting inside of there. It's a pretty nice cockpit on this kit, I would say. It's pretty decently detailed and slides in and out of the torso, so I do like that. You're just kind of testing off articulation of the frame. It's actually pretty good with the articulation, I'd say. This is like, probably even for the time this came out in 2012, this is actually pretty good. I don't know how well it compares to some of the Gundam Wing kits, but I think this is pretty good. Oh, what are we saying? Photo not found here. Google's just being weird. Anyway, underside. There is an adjustable hip mechanism in here. I will show that off in the live view when I get there. Anyway, completed kit with all the armor on, accessories, the Dodge rifle, and the shield. It's a very nice looking kit when put together. It has a decent amount of detail and panel lining, but not really overwhelming amounts of detail and panel lining, so it's pretty well balanced out here. There's a close-up of the torso here. You know, despite people's perhaps mixed opinions about the show of Gundam Age, I do like the mechanical designs. I do think they are pretty good. I know some people were, especially when the show first came out and they first saw this, like, a Gundam with a spoiler. What the hell, man? I know there was some controversy about the spoiler. Personally, I don't really care about the spoiler. It's there. love it or hate it, it's fair. So, and there's more articulation testing here. Pretty nice knee bend. The only part of the knee that actually bends is this little piece with the black on it. It just kind of moves forward just slightly, like that. But there's really nothing else that happens on the knee joint. The shoulder joint. It's a little different from the norm because this little sections on the sides here, they kind of have to pop out a little bit to actually move the arm forward and back a little bit. And it's not the strongest joint because that's just a polycap there. That's just holding it really. So it will kind of move around a little bit as you're trying to pose it. So, but it's one of those things that I feel like probably might wear out over time if you move it around too many times, but that's what they opt for. It's part of the disconnection arm replacement system that's in the base design of this Gundam. So Can't really do much about that. Look here, close up of the torso. I did paint the chrome inside the grill, so you probably saw it on the internal frame view. Just kind of see how far the head up, well, and the head will turn up here, a little bit of detail here. I do like the idea of having the clear eyes with the silver sticker behind it, but the downside is it doesn't really light up too well when you have all the armor pieces on there, so it's a little dark. So that's why I had to tilt the head up with the light going in there, just so I can see it a little better here for you. And here it is with UV light shining up in there, just kind of brighten it up here. So that's to show you, yes, it is UV reactive. It will light up when you shine a light on it. So it's a pretty cool effect. So crouch down pose to the cockpit open. Does this very nicely, really. You can also take the little standing figure of the Sooner and just stick it on that little open cockpit section just to have him standing there. So that was a nice little thought from Bandai's designers to allow you to do that. So now look at that knee bend with the feet. I did decide to drill out the holes on the bottom of the thrusters on the bottom of the feet here, because normally it's just like a little gray block right there. Bandai could have just made that look like a thruster easily if they wanted to. I don't know why they didn't do that, but I went ahead and drilled those out just to make them look nicer. Here's a look straight inside the cockpit here. There is this little panel that folds down in front of the cockpit here. This is the actual, control console that goes inside the cockpit. It kind of folds down inside the cockpit as you close it up. So it's a pretty nice gimmick. I'll show you that in the live view. Beam sabers, they just pop out of the side, just standard beam sabers, and they just, despite having a slot in them, they don't have any slot to attach into the hands. They're just held into the hands through friction only, and it's a pretty tight grip, so they're not going to go anywhere. Try and do the Gundam slash pose here with the AGE-1. And here's with the short beam saber, the beam knives, or if you want to call them that way. And now it's up on the action base here, so it's a pretty standard action base connector, just clips on the bottom of the crotch, like you would see on most kits. Dodge rifle can be attached to the back of the skirt armor for storage. It just has a little tab that sticks into the back. That's it. There's nothing special about it. Now here is the Dodge rifle in its pre-Dodge rifle form, which is basically just a normal beam gun, which is, I think this is only seen like maybe the first episode of Gundam Age. It's kind of dorky looking, to be honest, so you're probably never going to have it posed like this, but you do have the option for that if you want to have it like that for some reason. But properly it's supposed to be the Dodge rifle like this, which looks a lot better. And what I do like about this is that you do have the different configurations depending on how you rotate the front barrel, but also that little side scope, that little other clear piece on it actually doubles as a sight scope. I never realized that until I actually built this here, but that is a sight scope right there. So, pretty cool. And here it is, kind of rotate around to the two-handed holding pose here. So, again, the two-handed pose. It doesn't really have any trouble holding it this way, since it's pretty easy to get the hands in position for this. So, it will have to kind of finagle with the barrel so it doesn't move around too much while you're trying to pose it here, but it's not too hard to do. You can do some pretty nice poses with the Dodge rifle. I think it's a pretty nice weapon for this. Some more detail on the back here. Okay, there is this little flap that opens up on the back. This doesn't serve any purpose on the normal version of the AGE-1, and probably not even on the Titus either. This is only for the Spallow version, for holding that beam, that sort of knife on the back. That's the only purpose for this thing, so it doesn't serve any purpose here. So, but just to show you, you do have that here. Here's some action poses with the Dodge rifle here. What the box art pose here I'm trying to do. It can do it pretty well. Just kind of show you the separation of the modules on this kit here. As I mentioned, the arms will separate to allow the different modules to attach, as well as the legs and the side skirt pieces will separate off. So this right here in the middle, this is like the core unit of the Gundam AGE-1 right here. And then you would have the different limb options for the normal or the Titus or the Spalo would attach onto this here from here. So here's the accessories in total. What you got here: the shield, beam sabers, dodge rifle, the little flip figure, the action mace connector, and most of the hand options here. So it's pretty basic, really. Normal. It's very normal. Anyway, let's get to the live view here. Take a sip here. Man on time. Okay, 20 minutes here. Alright, here's the live view here. A wonderful AGE-1 normal. Alright, so I'm going to go over articulation here probably as efficiently as I can here. So, head, and look all the way down like so. Head can bend all the way back about so. Rotate all the way around pretty easily. There is a double joint in the leg, in the neck here, so I'm wondering. Torso, side to side, and rotate back and forth. Now, one thing I did notice when I was adjusting this little front section right here, this blue piece, will move around just a little bit as you're moving the torso around. See, like that, it will slide up and down and just move itself around a little bit as you're moving back and forth. It's a nice little detail. So that was something I wasn't really aware of, because I saw there was a joint for this when I was building it. I kind of figured out what the joint was for, but that's what it's for. It's for moving this little piece around. So arms, as you saw there, can rotate around and up that far right there. So shoulder, it's on a little hinge. You'll move up like so here. Don't blow my camera up. Oh. And fingers. Don't lose the fingers. Elbow joint. Pretty much almost a complete 180 bend there. There's two rotation points on the arm. There's the upper rotation joint right here, and there is the lower rotation joint right here on the forearm. It's not getting a little too bright here. Brightness overload. Anyway, I do really like that they have this here for the shield here, because, you know, probably if you've seen many of my videos, I used to complain about shields being only mountable on the back of the arm, which is always kind of a little awkward thing to do, is because I don't like having to do that, because that looks weird. I very much like having the option to rotate the shield this way on the arm, because I just think that looks a little bit more natural. My camera's blowing out the light here. Sorry about that. It's like too bright. There we go. Anyway, that's about all I really have to say about the shield anyway, because that's it for the shield. So there's really not much to the shield here. So it's basic. It's not even adjustable up and down mechanism on this here. It's just a block. So this is about as basic as a shield as you can get. Let me show the hands here. These nice little hands here. So I didn't get the fingers back in here again. Like I said, these are nice hands. You got your little movable thumb here on a ball joint, moving around. There's a little round rotation section here, so we can kind of move around a little bit here. These fingers don't really like to stay in. I'm keeping it as I'm doing this here, so I can rotate up and down like that, and also spin it around like so. If you want that. And it is on a ball joint inside of here, so you can kind of move it back and forth just a little bit here. It's a pretty nice set of hands here for this kit here, and like I said, these have been reused for a few other kits here, so you probably will see these at some point. If you're building several master grades, you will see these again. And there goes fingers again here. Now the backpack, I didn't really notice this, but it does. I don't know where it's supposed to move a little bit here, but it can move just a little bit here, because the polycap inside of here does kind of move up and down a little bit here. Big first bell, this will move barely. There's really not a whole lot going on with the backpack here. Spoiler, there are stickers right here. I did paint running lights on the spoiler as well as the shoulder armor as well. So I just thought it was a neat little detail to include in there. Oh, and speaking of these upper shoulder joints here, let me show you these things here. They come out like so. They actually are stabilized by a little notch that's kind of inside of there, if you can see it. This little notch has to kind of plug in there, and that'll hold the shoulder in together here, but if you want to move the shoulder up and around, you got to kind of pull this out. And have it like so. Move it all the way back like that. So. And for the AGE thing, switching the arms out, they kind of come out like that from the top. So. That's how they connect and disconnect right there. Skirt armor. The skirt armor is a little complicated, but it's not really that bad. These can move about away. Side skirts are on ball joints here. Back skirt armor really only moves up and down just a little bit here, like that. Here's that little hatch on the back, like so. Speaking of the beam rifle, this is the little tab here. We kind of have it out right now, like that, and that just plugs into a little slot right here for storage. So just to get that out of the way right now. Now the thing about the skirt armor, some people have problems with the skirt armor. I really haven't had too much issue with this here. Sometimes the back pieces will pop loose if I mess with them too much, like that. It'll kind of unlock out of itself. There are little notches and tabs in here that hold this thing together. You kind of have to make sure you kind of get it all together here. I think the back skirt arm is a little harder to do than the fronts, because these things don't like to move around too much. It's a very stiff joint. Actually, I'm having trouble getting it together right now. From the if I can just get it back in there. Yeah, okay, there we go, got it. But yeah, this whole thing will come off if you disconnect everything. This whole side piece, this comes right off like that. So, and then just kind of get it back on, because these things are just separate pieces here, in the front and back, and from these. So, but is just stick this back in here and just kind of reconnect these things, like so. Like I said, this back one's a little harder to get. There we go. So it's back on there again. I'm gonna flip these up. Look at the hip here. Like I mentioned, there is an adjustable hip mechanism. It's kind of hard to see here in the video, but it's just a round thing. It just goes like this here. You can move this up forward like that. You can probably see the slight difference there. So picking the leg, hip, go about that far. Knee joint. It's a nice knee joint. It has good range to it. Like I said, the only thing that moves is this little piece right here. So, and this thing will do the splits very easily, just like so. If you're one of those people who cares about the splits, back range about that much here. So, now on to the ankles here. The ankles have surprisingly good range of motion. They can bend all the way out to the side like that, all the way to the inside, like so. That's actually pretty decent. Back and forth, toe, bend all the way up this way, and bend all the way back, like that. So, it's a pretty good range of motion in the feet. So, like I said, you know, despite being pretty simple and basic, I don't want to call it normal. It is normal. This kit has got a surprisingly good articulation range on it, so you can probably do a lot of good posing with this kit. These back skirt pieces have popped out on me again, just as I'm moving this around, because my finger keeps touching the back and it pops these out. That is the one thing to kind of watch out for. So, handling it, touch the back skirt armor, it pops off like that, so then you gotta put it back again. So, anyway, let me talk about accessories real quick. Actually, there's really not much to talk about the accessories. So, like I said, dodge rifle. Here it is. It kind of hooks together in a way that's very reminiscent of the weapons from Gundam 00, where it plugs into the arm sockets here to kind of help stabilize it while it's held in the grip, like so. So it's a bit, once it's in there, it's a very strong grip. It's not coming out or moving or anything. Like I said, this little piece will rotate. I line it up like so. Handle will come out. That, so It's a pretty nice rifle. I mean, there's really not much to it here. Like, this piece will come out if you want to have it in the lame mode if you want. But, you know, just better leave it this way. So, remember that, beam sabers, they come out the side. They're a little tricky to grab here, but you just kind of grab them. Like I said, they got a notch in them. This doesn't serve any purpose here, but it's a beam saber. You know, there's not a whole lot to say about this here. You know. It is a very solid grip of the beam saber here. Get the hand in here and gliding. Have to kind of work it in a little bit. And it's in there. It's a very strong grip. It's not going to let go of this. And really, other than that, there's really not much else to say. You get holding hands for the beam sabers. You get closed fist fingers. You get 2 trigger finger hands, and you get your open hands. So, oh, I didn't even show out the cockpit yet. I forgot about that. Let me do that real quick before we close out here. So, cockpit is a very nice cockpit. Slides open like so. This piece comes down, and then you have the console, which you might need a toothpick or something, and just pop this up, and there's your pilot figure. Pretty nice. You can close it up, you can just slide that back down, close it up, and then just push this all back together again. Nice and easy here. Get that stay closed here. Be closing up. Nope, there we go. And make sure it bolts up the right way. There we go. Yay! Anyway, that's really about it. The only other thing I will say is that take care with the dry transfers on this kit. If you've never done dry transfers, they are usually the best looking markings you can have on a kit. Even better than water slides, I would say, but they are the hardest ones to use because there is very little room for error on dry transfers. So this entire section up here on the front, this is all separate dry transfers. These are a pain in the butt to do. Right there, I will say that those are a bit aggravating to do. Also, they have ones on top of the seam here, which I don't know why they want you to do that, but very minor things. I only mentioned that at the end here because, you know, you don't have to do that. You can just put these wherever you want on the kit. I mean, it's up to you. I just went with what the manual recommended here. So somebody at Bandai thought it would be a good idea to have a bunch of dry transfers clustered together like that. It's never a good idea, but I pulled through and did it. You know, that's just the way I am. So, oh yeah, action-based adapter. Basic action-based adapter. I mean, it just plugs into the bottom here. Goes on standard action base. You know, there's nothing to it. So, anyway, that's kind of really about it for this kit. So, I do generally like this kit. It doesn't really compare too well nowadays to modern Master Grade kits. So, but I still think it's a nice kit. I'm glad I picked one up. It's been a kit I've been very curious about for a long time, and I'm glad I got one. So, and I think it just looks nice and normal. Sometimes a normal Gundam is perfectly fine, and this is a perfectly fine normal Gundam. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. And Christmas is around the corner, so I hope you have a Merry Christmas as it comes here. Anyway, take care. See you next time. Bye bye.